Holy guacamole, look at this. Wait for it. The most amazing thing happened. It was truly amazing. My husband and I were discussing, and those fluffy clouds that I love so much are up there too. My husband and I were discussing Tzedek, what you call Jupiter, and the synchronization of it and firming it up, the synchronization of it with Earth and the firming up of its atmosphere. And I went into the bedroom and I looked out the window and I gasped. The clouds and the sky had made a formation that looks just like the surface of Jupiter, and I said to my husband, you got to see this. You just come, just look. And there it was. I mean, just exactly like the pictures that you see of those stripes, the alternating white and blue stripes, but not the colors, of course, exist already. But now the forms are taking forms like Jupiter in our skies, and we're going to be seeing more of that. Please God, I'll be making a video and I'll be explaining that we're going to be transforming the atmosphere of Tzedek from gaseous to firm, to real earth that one can tread upon, and that way justice will not be so nebulous. It won't be inaccessible. It will be something that will be actually able for us to walk on. Please look at my Facebook group, Decoding Christianity. I put a number of the substitution values that are related to these changes that we're going to see, and take a look at them so you'll understand what's happening. As for Nibiru, I'm very excited. This is what's happening. Is just amazing. We've been waiting 3,500 years for this. Nibiru is actually should be pronounced NeebRa'oo. NeebRa'oo is pronounced in modern Hebrew as NeebRa'oo, but the truth of the matter is that it's NeebRa'oo, which means that which is created. It is the gematria of Bakol Or, which means within all light, and also Bורא Kol, which means the creating everything. The light that we are seeing in the sky is not another planet. It is the beginning of the incorporation of the other planets, and the fact that light is going to interact differently, that matter is going to interact differently. The book Bamidbar in Torah, what is Bamidbar? Exodus. Bamidbar is the gematria of Chomer, which is material, that is Rachamim, it's Chomerim, compassion, material. We are going to be seeing that material will more and more be expressing compassion. all of these changes are going to happen as Torah, as Hebrew Torah is translated into actual reality. We are going to see God's will translated into all matter, and that is going to interact. It's going to change how all matter interacts and how we interact with matter. It is going to speed up the expression of justice. I've said that Jupiter is justice, it's Tzedek. This is extremely important. We have a situation now in which injustice is more easily expressed than justice. If somebody has a thought in their mind in which they are desiring justice to come about, they have to go through all kinds of processes and red tape and bureaucratic this and arranging that and getting together with it. And why is that? Because a year on Earth is 29 and a half years on Jupiter. They're out of sync. So there's a delay, there's a slowing down. There's interference, and we don't want that interference. We want the orbits of Earth and Tzedek to be in alignment such that when a thought arises in a person's mind to do justice, they don't have to wait until that long wheel turns. We're gonna speed up the gears and get them into different alignment. And what's going to happen in the physical world is when we wish to do justice, it will be as easy as doing injustice is now. And so this is the changes that people are seeing. So the lights that we're seeing, the different phenomena that we're seeing, and so forth and so on. Please do not go off on tangents with the expressions of all kinds of nonsense. It is extremely, extremely important not to flood Earth with unnecessary sound waves, particularly not negative sound waves, speculations that are based on nothing and ideas that are incorrect, and accusations and all of the ways in which people misuse speech. It's very, very important that we do not do this on Earth, because all of those sound waves are having effects. I think by now it's become a classic. Many people have found it, and if you haven't, you must. That there's a wonderful Japanese researcher who did research on the effects of speaking to water, and showing that when water is spoken to gently and then it's frozen, it takes on beautiful shapes. And when it's spoken to unkindly and then it's frozen, it takes on ugly, amorphous shapes. Well, recently on top of that, which is astounding too, German researchers have found that water retains images, actual images of what it has experienced. Try to find that online. It's absolutely astounding. What does this mean for space? Well, first of all of space is all of life. All of life is based on water. Now, in space, the word for space in Hebrew is Shamim. It's the letter Shin and Mayim, which is Shin, and Mayim, which is water. Now, one of the substitution values for the letter Shin, which equals 300, is Mikol Do, which means from every generation. So Shamayim, which is the heavens, and it's also books, it's also Sfarim, which is frontiers as well. We're translating the books of Torah into the frontiers of Torah, and that is what the heavens are. The Shin is Mikol Do, and Mayim is water. So Shemayim translates to water from every generation. Now, The value for mayim in Hebrew is 650, which is also the value of the word kulam, which means everyone. Kulam is written in the newspapers with a vav, but it is correctly not written with a vav. It is punctuated with a kubutz and not with a shuvuk. And it is 650. So water and everyone is the same word in Hebrew. So the heavens become everyone from every generation. And this is what we are unifying now. We are unifying all of the time frames. We are unifying everyone from every generation. And it is extremely important on earth not to pollute the water with negative images, with negative sounds. We have to get our speech under control. I cannot tell you how important that is. Most people say harsh things because they feel that they have to speak harshly in order to be heard, in order to have impact. They don't really believe in the impact of their voice. So they yell, so they say hard things, and so forth and so on. Well, the paradox is that the more gently we speak, the more the impact is. So it's like the difference between playing a flute and playing a trombone. Or it's anyone who plays any kind of a reed instrument understands the power of breathing gently. And in order to bring about this unification of all matter, of all generations, of all of the good things from the entire creation here on earth, one of the things that we have to do is stop flooding the earth with statements that aren't true, with speculations, with curses, with insults, with all kinds of things that need not be said. Before we speak, and all of us are guilty of using our voice incorrectly. All of us. Me too. I grew up in a Jewish family. I know what it is to let your tongue rip. Not good. It is terribly, terribly important to get control of our speech, to speak in truth, to speak gently, to say what needs to be said, and paradoxically we will find that as we speak more gently but more accurately and more truthfully, that our speech has greater impact and impacts over further and further areas until eventually it really does impact on the entire universe. We know that it does. When we emit sound waves, we already know that they're going to eventually travel over the entire universe, but the echo, the effect it spreads out and gets weaker and weaker. Well, that doesn't necessarily have to be. We can get to a level where the speech has the impact immediately over the entire creation, but in order to get to that level, we must speak truth. I want to tell you something about the word truth. We have spoken about tzedek, which is justice, and now we're going to speak about truth. One of the names for Venus is Ayelet HaShachar. Now, Ayelet spelled correctly with one yud, not with two, the way they do it in the newspapers, spelled with one yud, is the value of the word emet, which means truth. Yes? HaShachar is the dawn. The name of Venus, Ayelet HaShachar, is the dawn of truth. So what we want to do is we want to unify the dawn of truth, which is Venus, with Earth, which is Haaretz, In Hebrew, you hear hearts. You hear the Germanic word for heart. The name for earth and the word heart are anagrams. We want to join that together with Tzedek, which is justice. So now we're going to have truth and justice on earth. And what are the prophets of Israel called? Nebiru, האמת, וצדק. The prophets of the truth and justice. האמת וצדק, the truth and justice together, is 646, which is the name Elohim. יהי רצון שכל העולמות, כל החומר וכל הרוח וכל הזמנים וכל הנביאים וכל ישראל וכל המדבר וכל החי וכל הצומח וכל הדומם ישקף את רצון השם ויהיה ביטויים של רצון השם, ישתבח שמו, ברוך הוא, ישתבח שמו לעולם ועד, לנצח נצחים לעד, בשמיים ובארץ כרצונו, כרצון הנביאים והצדיקים, כרצונם של האבות והאימהות מכל הדורות. יהי רצון שהבריאה תהיה הביטוי והמימוש של ספרי הקודש שהגו בהם ברצון השם, באהבת השם, לטובת כל הדורות. יהיה רצון, יהיה רצון שכל עין תראה את קדושת השם אלוקי ישראל.